Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nightmare Collective. I'm Chris. Thanks for stopping by and watching my tier list. Today we're going to be doing Final Destination. Now I know you might be asking, where's the espresso? It's here. Now if you see, look, it's like half gone. I just recorded this video and forgot to turn on my lav mic, and so I lost it all. That's the morning it's been. So I'm going to re-record this with very little espresso. But you know what? It happens. Shit happens. It was a great video also. It was a great video. You'll never see it because there's no audio. But know that it was amazing and probably the best video I'd ever made. So stay tuned for this one to see if I can live up to that video that you've never seen. Anyway, let's get into this. I've got my tiers. We're doing Final Destination. I know you're asking where's Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm still working on it. So a lot of movies to cover. Like I said, Halloween and Chucky are probably my favorite horror franchises, and so I got those out of the way in the beginning because I didn't have to think about those. I was just like, you know what, here we go, snap it. I know these. I don't need to watch these. And I'd recently gotten the Scream Factory releases of the first three, so those were ones that I really wanted to rewatch, and so I did. And so that was kind of a refresher, and so I got those out of the way. Nightmare on Elm Street for me, like I didn't watch it a lot growing up, and I'm gonna give a little story on why. So growing up, I was pretty much allowed to watch whatever I want within reason, horror-wise. I mean, I grew up watching like Twilight Zone, X-Files, like Unsolved Mysteries, Tales from the Crypt, all this stuff, you know. I was desensitized to horror very early on. That's why mostly nothing scares me now horror-wise, and that's why I like it, because it's just like I can just watch these movies and I can just enjoy them. So, you know, my Friday night was typically like Unsolved Mysteries, and then Saturday was like, hey, shove me in another room because nobody in my family wanted to watch Tales from the Crypt, and then I went and watched that on my own. And maybe it's because my parents were unaware of like what that show actually was at the time that they let me watch it. I probably shouldn't have watched it. I was like 5, 6, you know, different time. You know, we were in a different era when kids just could watch stuff, and television was strange and weird for kids in the late 80s, early 90s. And so I would watch that, and then why I didn't watch Nightmare on Elm Street growing up is because my mom was like deathly afraid of Freddy Krueger. Deathly afraid. So she worked at a movie theater growing up, and around like when like Star Wars came, all this stuff came out, and so she was a teenager when Nightmare on Elm Street came out. She saw the first one, it did scare her, but the second one irrevocably like terrified the living shit out of my mother. And so after that, like, no Freddy Krueger in the house. Like, I remember even when she found out that I was doing this, that was her first stipulation, was like, hey, you can't cover that. And I was like, Mom, I have to. Like, I have to cover Nightmare on Elm Street. It's like one of the biggest franchises ever in horror. I have to cover it. And then she was like, okay. And then she likes Winnie the Pooh Bear. And then that Pooh Bear horror movie came out. And she's like, okay, well, you can do Nightmare on Elm Street, but you're definitely not being able to do the Winnie the Pooh thing. And then I did the short on the trailer, and I did it in her house, and that didn't go over too well. She texted me. She found that I did it, and she was like, why? And then she's like, and you did it in my house? It was funny. But anyway, so that's why like I have to rewatch these a lot and like take notes, because I watched the original ones a lot, but I didn't watch like the sequels a lot just because like my mom hated that shit so much that like if she found I was watching it, I just had to turn that shit off. So just a little anecdote to that, why I'm still like, you know, traipsing through those movies and like making notes on that so I can make materials. It is coming. I promise you, by October, it will be here. I will have it. I do work a full-time job, so a lot of this stuff, you know, it can get shoved off depending on like what videos are happening and what videos I'm producing, and then what movies are coming out. I recently did Barbarian, so check that out. There's a non-spoiler review and a spoiler review coming out this week sometime. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. We're still editing that and trying to get that out for you. But anyway, that's why I'm doing Final Destination. I know that doesn't answer the question, and my allergies are killing me this morning. So if you see me grab my nose, that's why. My allergies are killing me. I went outside for 2 seconds, you know. Pollen's a bitch. But anyway, let's get into it with my ranking. As always, like I said, we got a little tiny bit of espresso left. So number 5 is a C. I do like this movie. I like how it connects to the original, the first movie, not the original movie and the first movie. I like that they kind of see those kids get on the plane. Very interesting. I did not expect that. So I do like that it's kind of this like full circle moment for the franchise that we do get. And so I like all of that. I'm bummed that we have not gotten anything. It bums me out that we have not gotten any more Final Destination. We've got like 30 Saw movies, but we can't get a 6th Final Destination movie, you know. I'm going to say on right now, I know, controversial. I like Final Destination way more than I like Saw. I mean, Saw is fine, but I just think, you know, after a while, it's like a very tortury, like, soap opera. You know, it's like watching The Young and the Restless, but with like way more gore. That's basically Saw. And so that's kind of I mean, I'm gonna tier list those eventually because there are some that I do like, and I kind of want to talk about the franchise as a whole. But I just get into the next movie. I recommend 5. It's pretty good. Not the best, but pretty good. 4 is a trash fire. You know what, I need to fix this. Hold on 1 second. Trash, ooh, I can't even spell. Trash fire. Can we put that? I'm making a new tier right now. I fucking hate Final Destination 4. It's bad. If you love that movie, I'm so sorry to like stomp on you, throw a NASCAR at you, but that opening is bad. The CG is bad, and I just don't think the story's good. I don't think the characters are good. I think the cast is pretty terrible. And so overall, I just don't like that movie at all. It's one that I like don't like revisiting at all. It's just not good. It's just not good. And so I just rarely rewatch it. Like I said, 5 has that nice thing where it kind of got back on track and then it reconnects to the first one. So it's like watchable because oh yeah. So I almost think it's like it's better just to watch the first 3 and then 5 and then just don't watch 4. You know, you can just do that. Let's get into 3. 3 for me is a B. You might see a pattern here with this tier list. You know, it'll be a weird one. But 3 is great. I love the roller coaster kill. It was definitely, I lived in Florida for a time, and it definitely is a fear of mine now. Now it's a fear of mine that I'm gonna get on a roller coaster. It's gonna chop my feet off. Somehow my head's gonna get decapitated, but I'm somehow not gonna survive. I'm not gonna survive this. But somebody next to me who I don't know is gonna survive, and Tony Todd's gonna show up and be like, hey, you survived. Remember that other dude? He got killed. You were supposed to die, and you didn't. Or I'm going to survive somehow. I'm going to get my feet chopped off. I'm going to somehow survive. I've now got robot legs. I'm survived, but death is after me. You know, that's what's going to happen. This is a reoccurring nightmare of mine that I have. The dude in this is the main character. Shit, I cannot remember his name. I will overlay his name in his picture in this video. But he was in Lucky the Irish, Smart House, all that stuff from those Disney original channel movies when Disney was not like utter garbage and just puking out, you know, regurgitations of the same shit over and over and over. We're getting a Mufasa prequel. Like, what the fuck? I saw that yesterday from D23. Why? You know what I don't need to know? What Mufasa was doing. You know what he's doing? Being a parent, I guess. I don't know. Roaming the land. I'd rather have a Scar prequel to be anything. Like, what was that dude doing? Scar's awesome. He's the best of the Lion King. Anyway, I'm digressing into other shit that I don't need to be talking about. This is a horror channel. That's a horrifying thing, though. A Mufasa prequel. Oh, Disney remakes terrify me. Anyway, let's get into Final Destination 2. Oh, the Tiny Bit Kill. Also great. Final Destination 2. Oh, another solid movie. That truck with the logs terrifies me. Still, to this day, I still unconsciously don't get behind a pipe truck. Or I think pipe was in the third one. They had the pipe thing in the third one. Maybe I was reading that. There's a pipe thing in one of these, and I think it's 3. If I'm wrong, let me know down below which movie that is. But I think it's 3, maybe 2, but I think it's 3. 2 has the logs, and I still don't get behind a log truck. It's just like an unconscious thing where we're all, anybody in their 30s like, nope, I'm just going to get over in this lane, and I'm not going to be behind this shit because I will not die by decapitation by a log. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going out like that. Tony Todd taught me better than that. Elect Tony Todd for president whenever I'll vote for the president again, you know, oh, the world. But anyway, so I love this movie. I think it's great. The cast is great. It's got that cast that was around with a lot of these 2000s movies, and I love 90s and 2000s movies. I'll call out another creator that I do really like. I don't watch all of her stuff because we don't agree on everything. But Possessed by Horror, I do like her like unconditional love for like 90s and 2000s movies. It's fun to watch, you know. I'm a bit older than her, obviously, so those are not the movies like I grew up with. I grew up with like Friday the 13th and Halloween. We just grew up in different like times, so like I think that's why I have nostalgia for those. She has nostalgia for those, but I do like watching somebody just like, no, I love these. Like, these are the best movies ever. And so that's fun for me. But yeah, I love Final Destination 2. I saw a bumper sticker the other day that was, you know, referencing the log thing, which is pretty great. I was like, I need to get that. I need to find that. I need to Google that. And then I forgot. And I'm probably going to forget after this video. So if you're listening to this and you know where I can get that sticker, put it down below, which will remind me. And then maybe I'll buy that sticker. Anyway, let's get into number 2. Number 1. God, I got 2 on the brain. I got logs on the brain. Number 1 is awesome. I love the first one. And I will justify this a little bit. Because if you've watched any of my other tier ranks, you're like, well, you didn't put Friday the 13th up there. You didn't put Scream up there. I have a justification why. Because I said so. No, I have a real justification why. Because I like the fact that with like Scream and Friday the 13th, like Friday the 13th especially, once you watch it, you kind of can't watch it. And I would say the same for this one. Once you kind of see this, you kind of like, oh, that's what's going on. It may make it less watchable, but I just enjoy like the movie itself of watching it. I like the kills. I like all of that different stuff. So for me, it's like I just enjoy that. But the first one for me, okay, I like the mystery aspect of this. And I know once you figure it out, yes, you could say the same thing, and I could be a hypocrite for saying that for one movie, but now they're like, I just don't think Friday the 13th is that good. I'm gonna be honest, I just don't think the first one's that good. So sue me, like I just don't think it's that great. This is my opinion. But the first one here, it's like I like the suspense nature of it. It's like they don't know what's chasing, they find out it's death, and that's what hurts these subsequent sequels is that going into these what's going on. They may not know it, but you know it going in. And Friday the 13th does something very different, though. It changes after that. It becomes Jason. And so it's very different in that first movie where it's like, yes, it changes, but it's something different. That's why I think these are a little less. Scream 2, yes, you know that is a thing, but I think it's just a better movie than the first one. And so I do like this original movie a little more than the second one, just as a whole. And I like the cast a little bit better. Like I said, Tony Todd is great in this. So overall, I just like that movie more, but they're neck and neck. They're very close in like my love. Honestly, they could be interchangeable depending on my mood. Sometimes I like the second one more, sometimes I like the first one more. So anyway, it doesn't matter. They're here, they're at the top, they're great. The first 4 of these, well, the first 4 on my tier list, not the first 4 movies, the first 4 right here, I highly recommend watching. But anyway, that's my tier list. Let me know what your ranking is down below since there's only 5. Let me know what you like. What's your favorite movie? What's your least favorite movie? What's your favorite kill? Let's put that down there. What's your favorite Final Destination kill? Let me know down below. Let's have a conversation about that. Maybe I'll do like a kill ranking at some point if you guys want to see that. If you guys have any franchises you would like me to cover, put that down below as well. Let me know, because I am curious to see kind of what you guys want to see me cover. Like I said, I'll get to Nightmare on Elm Street. I promise. I will get there. But if there's any like smaller franchises or other franchises that I may not have seen, I may have to watch the franchise, depending on what it is. I've seen a lot, but I may have to watch a movie here or there to do them. But I will definitely do that. I want this to be a collective type of environment where we're having a conversation about horror. It's not just me being like, I'm going to cover what I want to cover and nothing else. So I would like to kind of see what you guys might want to see in the future. Even if it takes me a little bit, I would like to get there. And maybe eventually if I have a Patreon or something, we can do a lot of Patreon stuff there. But that is not in the cards right now. But let's continue. Share the video with your friends if they like tier lists. Share it in my other videos. Like the video. It does definitely help the video kind of get circulated and the growth of the channel that I'm trying to do. It does help me a lot. Check out my Barbarian review. I just did that one. Non-spoiler review. Spoiler review coming soon. And, if you like what I do here, consider becoming part of the collective. And don't forget, some doors should never be opened.